Have you ever noticed the person who smiles, says they are fine, and somehow holds everyone together, but you can feel the tension under their skin? They do not break down in public. They do not ask for help. They do not even admit they are tired. They just stay strong, always. Here is the unsettling question. What if their strength is not confidence? What if it is a survival strategy? Today we are decoding the psychology of people who always feel the need to be strong. Not the healthy kind of strong, the kind that feels like armor, the kind that never comes off. And if you recognize yourself in this, do not click away, because the most dangerous part is how normal it feels. Before we start, imagine this. A child learns one simple rule. If I fall apart, nobody comes. So they stop falling apart. They become the calm one, the capable one, the one who never needs anything. And years later, they call it personality. Now, let us break it down. 1. Strength becomes their identity, not their choice. When someone is praised only when they handle everything, their brain starts linking worth to performance. Psychologists call this conditional self-worth. It is like the mind says, I am lovable when I am useful. So they stay useful even when it hurts, even when they are empty. You will notice it in little things. They apologize for resting. They feel guilty for being sick. They say yes before they even think. And when people call them strong, it feels like a compliment, but also a trap. Because if they stop being strong, who are they? This is the identity bias. Once you label yourself, you protect the label, even when it costs you. So they keep the mask on, and they start believing it is their face. But here is the twist. The stronger they appear, the more invisible their pain becomes. People assume they can handle it, so nobody checks in, and that loneliness reinforces the role. I have to be strong, because nobody will carry me. 2. They learn that emotions are unsafe. Some people grew up in homes where emotions were punished, mocked, or ignored. Crying was called drama. Fear was called weakness. Needing comfort was called being too much. So their nervous system adapted. They shut down feelings to stay safe. This is not just mindset, it is biology. When the body stays in fight or flight too long, it starts choosing numbness. It is like the brain hits a switch. Feel less, function more. That is emotional suppression. And it works. Until it does not. Because suppressed emotions do not disappear. They leak. They show up as headaches, as insomnia, as sudden anger over small things, as a tight chest for no reason, as that strange feeling of being fine but not really alive. And the scariest part? They often do not realize they are suppressing. It feels normal. It feels responsible. It feels mature. But it is just a learned defense. If you have ever felt uncomfortable when someone tries to comfort you, this point is for you. You are not cold. You are trained. Trained to believe your emotions are problems to solve, not signals to listen to. Quick reality check. Think about the last time you were struggling. Did you tell anyone? Or did you turn it into a joke? Did you say, I am good, while your stomach felt tight? That moment is the pattern. And patterns are powerful, because they run even when you are not aware. Also notice how they treat other people's weakness. They are often extremely gentle with everyone else, but with themselves, they are brutal. They give friends permission to cry, but they deny it to their own body. That is called a double standard bias. You judge yourself by your hardest moments, and you judge others by their humanity. There is another hidden layer. Some people stay strong because they fear being a burden. This is linked to social comparison theory. They imagine everyone else is coping better, so they hide their struggle to keep their image clean. But most people are not coping. They are just hiding too. And when everyone hides, everyone feels alone. So the need to be strong spreads silently. Like a contagious rule no one agreed to, and it keeps people starving for connection. 3. Control becomes their comfort zone. People who always need to be strong often have a deep relationship with control. Because control creates predictability, and predictability feels like safety. If they grew up around chaos, mood swings, addiction, or sudden conflict, their brain learned one thing. If I stay alert, I can prevent pain. So they become hyper-aware. They read the room. They anticipate reactions. They manage problems before they happen. This is called hypervigilance. It is common in people who had to grow up too fast. On the outside, they look calm. On the inside, they are scanning for danger. And here is how it plays out in adult life. They struggle to delegate. They struggle to trust. They struggle to relax. Because relaxing feels like losing control. And losing control feels like something bad is coming. So they keep their schedule tight, their emotions tighter, their standards tightest. Perfectionism is not always ambition. Sometimes it is fear in a fancy outfit. And when something goes wrong, they do not just feel stress, they feel personal failure. Because their brain equates control with protection. If I could not prevent this, I am not safe. That is why they look strong. But the truth is, they are exhausted from guarding everything. 4. They confuse independence with emotional isolation. There is a difference between being independent and being emotionally alone. But people who need to be strong often blur the line. They proudly say, I do not need anyone. But listen closely. Sometimes that is not empowerment. It is disappointment. It is the memory of asking for support and being let down. So they stop asking. And they turn self-reliance into a rule. This connects to attachment theory. If early relationships taught them that closeness brings pain, they may develop an avoidance style. They care deeply, but they keep distance. They love, but they do not lean, because leaning feels like risk. So they become the helper, the advisor, the fixer. They give what they wish they could receive. And giving feels safer than receiving, because receiving requires vulnerability, and vulnerability feels like handing someone the power to hurt you. You will notice this in relationships. They are amazing in a crisis, but when it comes to sharing their own feelings, they joke, change the topic, or say they are fine. They may even attract partners who take and take, because their strength signals, I can carry you, and deep down, they believe that is what love is, carrying. But love is not weightlifting. Healthy closeness is mutual. If you never let people see your weak moments, you will only be loved for your armor, and armor cannot be hugged. 5. Their inner critic is louder than their inner friend. People who always need to be strong often have a harsh voice inside. A voice that says, do more, handle it, stop complaining. This voice usually starts as someone else, a demanding parent, a strict environment, a culture that rewards toughness. Over time, the brain internalizes it. This is the perfectionism loop. You push yourself, you succeed, you get relief. Then the standard rises again. The relief never lasts. So you push harder. And if you fail, the shame hits fast. Not guilt, shame. Guilt says, I did something wrong. Shame says, I am wrong. That is why they fear vulnerability. Because vulnerability might reveal what the inner critic has been whispering, that they are not enough. So they stay strong to stay acceptable. But here is what psychology shows. Self-compassion is not weakness. It is emotional regulation. People who treat themselves kindly recover faster from stress. They make better decisions. They are more resilient. Real strength is not constant toughness. It is the ability to feel, recover, and reconnect. So what do you do if this is you? First, notice your pattern. Do you feel uneasy when you rest? Do you feel guilty when you need help? Do you feel like emotions will make you lose control? That awareness is step 1, because you cannot change what you keep calling normal. Second, practice micro-vulnerability, not dramatic confessions. Small, honest moments, like saying, I am actually overwhelmed today. Or, I could use support. Your brain needs proof that vulnerability does not equal danger, and you build that proof in tiny steps. Third, rewrite what strong means. Strength is not silence. Strength is not suffering alone. Strength is allowing yourself to be human without punishment. Here is the final thought. The person who always needs to be strong is often the person who needed someone strong for them and never got it. So they became it for everyone, even when they were still a kid inside. If this video felt like it was talking directly to you, take it as a sign. You do not have to earn care by being unbreakable. You are allowed to be supported. You are allowed to be soft. You are allowed to rest. And if you want more videos that decode human behavior in a way that feels personal, you know what to do. Subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.